Hello and welcome to another Looney Tunes review video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to follow my journey to review all 1000 Looney Tunes shorts and give this video a like as well. So this is a review for Porky's Tire Trouble, released in 1939. It's the 232nd in the series and it's directed by Bob Clampett. You can find this short on the Porky Pig 101 DVD set. However, a beautiful new HD restoration has appeared on HBO Max. So yeah, that's what I'll be using for this review. So in case you haven't seen this short, and you know, it's under copyright, so I can't show you the full thing here on YouTube, but all that happens is Porky goes to work, a dog follows him, and a dog causes trouble in the tire factory. And that's pretty much it. So what you're going to see is a re-edit of the original audio commentary I did before I had to take that down, and you'll also hear some new thoughts from me, plus a sample from the Bob Clampett retrospective video I did. So grab some popcorn and some tires and enjoy. This is the second cartoon, a credited cartoon I should say, for Warren Foster, who is a long-time Looney Tunes writer. He would eventually be more well known to working with Friz Freleng towards the end, but here of course is with Clampett. So it's sort of like an in-joke really in the Looney Tunes community, because in the Porky 101 set there were quite a few cartoons where for whatever reason they couldn't use the original audios for certain title sequences, so they just used this over and over again. So yeah, so I do love the design of this boss here. Is just this muscular, like walrus, like, which is like against type, because usually you would have a walrus with a massive belly or something, but no, this is one fit walrus. And if you ever wanted to know how rubber is made, well, you're in luck, because we get to see exactly how it's done. Well, obviously not, but and I love the dog's design. The dog's design is definitely just top notch, and given that most of this cartoon, you actually don't even really deal with Porky much. It's mainly this dog and what the dog gets up to. Porky is again, like with the Lone Stranger, seems to be more of a secondary character. It's as though Bob is, I don't want to say sick of Porky or anything, but it's as though Bob is just looking to do something a little differently. Well, I guess this is cartoon logic for you. Just have some of this so-called rubberizing solution and you become rubber yourself. Yeah, that works. That works out. But you're going to see some shape shifting here, and you're going to see a few caricatures come up, with the first one being Edward G. Robinson, who's done a lot. Yeah, Edna May Oliver, Clark Gable, and we'll also have Hugh Herbert. So, and all of these have been parodied in Warner Brothers before, you know, and part of that must be just of how recognizable their faces are, and just how wonderful it is to be able to caricature them. I love this gag here. just such a weird gag. Just turns into steps, but then then Clampett takes it one step further. Get it? And just so bizarre. But I like how he gets angry at this dog. Is like, you know, I hate dogs. No dogs allowed. And it's not just, much like a lot of cartoon black and white Porkies of this time period. It was colorized twice. So one with first of all with the the Korean redraws, where they only drew every like 2 frames, and then a computer colorized version, which at the very least preserved the original drawings. But give me the original black and white any day, because that's how it's made, that's how it should be seen. I'm not a fan of colorization. So those were my original thoughts at the time, and now looking at it again in this beautiful new HD restoration, the dog's name here, Flatfoot Fluky, is a reference to a popular song at the time called Flatfoot Floogie with a Floyjoy. I hope I said that right, but anyway, that is the reference. And I like how in the background on the fence there, if you look very closely, it says "Post No Bills," and then of course you've got bills in the background, so, you know, it's a minor detail, but shows why restoration can be interesting to see. Kind of a weird gag here, how he just ties up the dog's tail on the bumper. That's very odd, but anyway. One of the interesting things about this cartoon is actually not even in the cartoon itself, but you can see all the rubber tires being made, of course, where in just a few years, America would enter World War II, and it would be at that point that rubber would be rationed, amongst other items, of course, but rubber was definitely one of the big ones that would be rationed during World War II. This short is really just an excuse for Clampett to go all out with this dog and to do some rubber type funny animation. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, there's not really much meat in the story of this short, but if you just want to see a few really funny moments of a dog being all rubberized, well, this is the short for you. It's definitely one of the better ones of the late 30s, I would say. This gag really caught me off guard, where the Billy Bletcher voiced walrus here is so angry that the hot dog, or hoagie, whatever you want to call it, just runs off scared. Very bizarre. Also, this short just abruptly ends. Reminds me of the harmonizing shorts. One of those things. But, you know, there wasn't really much story to begin with, as I mentioned before. It's just Porky going to work, and this dog goes in, shenanigans, and that's it. But, oh well, it is what it is. And you gotta love how these Clampetts have the whole starring Porky, even though it doesn't star in it at all. And it must be a way for Clampett to say, yes, I'm making Porky cartoons. So when Schlesinger, if he has a peek, he can see, yep, he's making a Porky short, even though he's slyly making shorts based on other characters, like, as I mentioned, this dog here. So there's really not too much more to say about this short, so right now I'm going to play a sample from the Bob Clampett Retrospective Part 1 about this cartoon, for those of you who don't have the time to watch the whole thing, which is fair enough.
Blackfoot, quick! Out the back, the rear exit.
Porky's Tire Trouble. Now this one is weird in one way, because this one's gained a little bit of notoriety in Porky 101 DVD set, where they reused that same opening for, I think, 13 times or something.
Monday morning, na 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 na.
Yep.
Something like that, yeah.
Beautiful. And, you know, it's a great song, but yeah, a lot of people just really didn't like the set for that reason. As for the cartoon itself, it's quite clear that Clampett preferred the dog in this and was exploring some wonderful ways to torment this dog. But Fox, what are your thoughts on Porky's Tire Trouble?
Well, apart from the opening cue, of course, this short has it all, in my opinion. I remember seeing it for the first time, and at that time I didn't even get why the dog was suddenly getting so rubbery, till I realized it all takes place at a tire factory. So I was being a bit stupid, but maybe I shouldn't have watched it on my phone while making breakfast. But the character designs of the dog and the walrus are among the most appealing I've ever seen. I love the gag of the dog getting the entire car through a little hole in the ground and all of that. The characters just all look so fun. I love this. I love to watch this cartoon just because of the backgrounds and the animation, but also the gags. So this is classic black and white Clampett.
And the beginning song too.
Of course,
Yes.
of course. I listen to it all day on my iPod.
That's right, while you're jogging and everything.
I will say, speaking of a musical cue, one thing in particular, the very end of the short, when Porky's boss, who's wonderfully voiced by Billy Bletcher, the very end, ba 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 ba, when it ends on those like little upbeat little thing at the very end when he turns to a tire, is one of my absolute favorite ending cues, or one of my favorite ending parts of a Carl Stalling score ever. I just wanted to throw that out there. It's just like every time I hear that ending, just, love it. It gives me the chills. All right, sorry for steamrolling. Go ahead.
No, well, all I wanted to say is I do know that our friend Steph Silly actually did a cover for Monday Morning, so that's all.
Ah, yes.
Nice.
That's right. Shout out to Steph. Wonderful, wonderful person she is. As for the rating, look, this one's a lot of fun, but it's also not particularly memorable, so I think 7.5 out of 10 would be a good score for this one. It's quite fun, but yeah, you can do definitely a lot worse than this. But that'll do it for this one as I go to work to the Snappy Rubber Company. So thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, take care.